Hi guys, welcome back. Got another video for you guys. Today's video is going to be about my preferred and newly upgraded sighting system for the shotgun. This is the XS Big Dot Tritium sights, and I want to go over that and talk to you guys why I chose it, what do I think about it overall, how's the install process, and compare it to a bunch of the other uh, sighting systems available for the shotgun. So let's put that aside for now. By the way, of course, we are clear, and we can put that away. And nothing in the magazine tube as well, just in case anyone was wondering. So when it comes to, you guys have seen a previous XS sight video that I did as a review on the front sight of my AR. That went really well. Still using that sight and still using that front sight post and really like it. So I reached out to XS and I asked them, XS sights, and I asked them if I can have a Ember night sight and a Tritium night sight to review. And you guys can see the product details right here, as well as the differences over here, and we'll go over that in a second. Products are very nice, came in a nicely packaged plastic. You've got a little infographic over here and over here as well for their different product options, and we'll go over that in a second. So let's just talk about the sighting options. First of all, you do, contrary to popular belief or existing myth, if that myth hasn't been smashed already, I'll go ahead and add in my own take on that. You do definitely need to aim when you're using a shotgun. It doesn't matter if what kind of spread you have. You still at home defense distances and at traditional home defense distances, you will not have that big of a spread. And if you do, you're probably using the wrong kind of ammo. Because you do not want to have that big of a spread. You want to have a serving size of many pellets flying through the air in a highly concentrated area to do maximum effect on the deadly threat you are dealing with. So you do need to aim, and you will be having a weapon light because if it's nighttime, you will be having some kind of illumination to possibly identify your target. So you need something that's compatible with white light, something that's compatible in the dark as you're moving around, but obviously it needs to be able to be usable as well in white light. In twilight, where you might not be using a white light, in dusk, that kind of situations, daytime, of course, as well, and in dawn. So all types of lighting conditions and environments that we're dealing with as we go ahead and present with firearm in home defense or any kind of personal defense. So sorry, the board is kind of blank here, but I got to fill you guys in on what the background is on shotgun sighting systems. So the first one that we have is the traditional bead sight. All right, so the first sighting system you have, and that's the one that traditionally comes on most OEM shotguns, and certainly came on mine, is the bead. And I'll try to bring it close so you guys can see it. The bead is nothing more than just a bead. It screws in here, usually applied with a little bit of Loctite, removable with needle nose pliers. Pros, none, honestly. Cons, can't see it in virtually any lighting condition. You can't properly predict your point of aim. You pretty much have not much usability besides a quick reference point at the top of your barrel, which anyway you're using the top of your barrel for. I think this gives you nothing and is a huge liability. I think a lot of times shooters take their new shotgun to the range. You try to use the bead, get frustrated why they're not hitting anything, get frustrated with the shotgun in general, when I think the shotgun does need a lot of time, does need a lot of training, but is certainly usable and doable and has been used properly. And you do, a lot of the blame could be directed at the sighting system. Have people use sights, just regular beads or just plain grandpa's shotgun without using any kind of sights and successfully won home defense situations? Yes, of course. But why wouldn't you want to give yourself every advantage you can? So that's bead sight. Iron sights. I don't have any iron sights on shotguns to demonstrate for you, but obviously the pros are the accuracy, the durability. You can use it in almost any lighting situation when supported with illumination. Cons, not easily visible unless you do have some kind of bright front sight. Aftermarket support and gunsmithing may be needed for budget shotguns. The more higher end ones will come with iron sights already installed, and I think those are an awesome choice. All right, fiber optic. So pros, and I'll roll in a picture here of a fiber optic, and specifically the one I was running until now. There was a video of it on the channel. I'm currently lending it out to a friend to use, see if he likes it or not. Just a quick getting him set up on the fly on the cheap. But roll in a picture and show you guys, and you guys can take a look at which fiber optic I was running. So pros of the fiber optic, you can use superbly in daytime, really attracts a ton of sunlight and concentrates that on the fiber optic, reflecting the color of the fiber optic back to your eye. You can use it indoors, outdoors, obviously, like I said, in sunlight, very nice for that. And this particular fiber optic is a drop-in solution for a sighting system. Like I said, very cheap, very easy to install. Not the most durable for like a big 3-gun competition or anything like that, but will definitely last for a home defense situation. Let's roll in some footage just so you guys can see the fiber optic outdoors. All right, so now we're up to the XS Big Dot. So first of all, I just believe it should deserve its own once look over the packaging. So these are what they have. They have optic yellow, optic orange. In bright light, this is the colors it will look like. When you charge it with a flashlight, 1 to 2 seconds, it will illuminate for and glow for several minutes in all conditions, and I think that's very nice. It is large, so you can easily acquire it. High contrast convex dots, so you have maximum visibility in bright light, and glow dot will absorb light and glow in the low light levels. And durability test, 25,000 rounds, chemical resistance, acetone-based cleaning products. So pretty much, this is one of the XS Sight's flagship, I guess, products for the shotgun system. Install is installed with a included bead sight to if you're running Mossberg shotguns, you're going to have to remove the OEM bead as shown in here and replace it with their bead, and then you'll epoxy this with like a 2-part epoxy like JB Weld, set it in place, use some like a toothpick or a Q-tip to wipe off any excess epoxy, let it cure for 24 to 48 hours, and you should be good to go. So that is the Ember Night Sight system, and I want to show you guys some footage of that, and then we'll talk about pros and cons. Okay, so Tritium Night Sight. So the Big Dot with the Tritium packaging, you guys could see, similar construction and build quality, similar installation. You guys can take a look at the different colors they had. They had optic orange, optic yellow. I went with optic yellow with the Tritium for reasons I'll explain shortly. Pros. You can use it in all types of the day, twilight, darkness. We'll go with illumination charging. We'll still go with Tritium no matter what. So if it's a kind of a twilight dusk type situation, will be very good for that. If you don't need to, you don't need to illuminate your target. You have positive identification. You don't need to gain control of their vision with your flashlight or anything like that. Which are sort of the secondary aspects to weapon light use. You have that Tritium there at all times, providing that illumination. Tritium ring also outlined focuses your eye and draws attention towards the front sight, and again, drop-in solution for the sight system. Cons, no rear sight to align with for a long distance, and the dot can take up a lot more of the target and obscure at distance. So let's roll in some footage, and before we do that, I just want to show you guys how I went with it. So You guys can take a look over here. You have that ring over here that definitely the tritium ring over here that definitely focuses. And I'm sorry, my finger is a little too close to the muzzle, so we'll move that up. You have that ring that definitely focuses your attention. Again, you have the outer ring that glows and the inner tritium ring that will always be illuminated. Nice slim profile. And I don't have the orange dot here because, like I said, I lent it out. And I'm lending out a bunch of stuff to friends who are still getting in the game and trying to see for themselves if they want to commit, outfit their other shotguns with this excess sight system. And I highly recommend the Tritium one, and I will go over that in a second with you guys. All right, let's roll in some footage of the Tritium sight. Okay, the last kind of sighting system for your shotgun would be a red dot. Pros, obviously you have a direct sight picture, no alignment needed, a rapid transition between targets, distance, obviously all the pros that you usually get with a red dot system. Cons, costs a lot of money. You want definitely a kind of durable optic that will stand up to abuse, and you're thinking things like holosuns, RMRs. If you want a bigger red dot, you could, but traditionally you probably go for like a holosun 507 or an RMR, a Tritium RMR. And you're going to have some aftermarket attachments, some gunsmithing work. The optics generally have an exposed emitter, so take that into account if you're going to be using that in outdoors or any kind of situation like that. So overall, in conclusion, in my mind, the upgrade is extremely worth it. It's very important to have a front sight that's visible at all times, even at short CQB distances. And like we just said, we busted that myth already that you don't need to aim it. You definitely do need to aim this. You do definitely do need to aim a shotgun at all times, and have a sight picture and sight alignment. In terms of colors, both the orange and the yellow are high contrast and pretty glossy and nice and easy to pick up. The orange is honestly nice for the outdoors. The yellow is better for indoors and kind of darker environments. I found the orange would get a little too dark for my taste when it wasn't charged, and I would like to have the ability to see it at all times. It is true though that the when you charge it, it is definitely visible. The Optic Orange though it's like the yellow, but it's kind of like has a hint of red as well, as you guys saw. I like the Optic Yellow because it's a great option for low light. Has the brightest glow dot intensity. The Optic Yellow is also pretty reflective. That little ring over there will is pretty much glows faster than any kind of color. So I like that ability to get the most glow for the space that I have, because the surface area of the glow is already taken up by that tritium vial in there. So in terms of the tritium, I definitely recommend the tritium because you have that constant fail-safe visibility at night, at twilight, even though obviously you are only firing when you have illuminated and positively identifying a threat. But there are some situations where it may be too light to use a flashlight, or you have peripheral lights and street lights, outdoor lamps. It's too dark for a fiber optic or a glow dot, and that's where tritium steps in to fill the gap. It's also nice to, if you're walking around in total darkness, to have that tritium vial sort of guiding you as to where your muzzle is pointed at all times. Charging is rapid. You just need to, can be done with your phone, can be done with a weapon mounted light for 2 seconds, and it will go really, really nicely bright for 10 minutes or so. It'll slowly taper off, and then you just charge it again if you need to see it. Installation, pretty easy. I mean, if you have never done this before, it might be useful to have someone do it for you. But if you don't mind trying to modify your gun a little bit, it won't be that bad. You definitely can remove the original bead. Like I said, soft needle nose pliers. Use some masking tape over here to make sure you don't scratch up your gun. You can also wrap the pliers with tape, but it came out pretty easy. I didn't see any kind of Loctite on there, but I know some beads will have Loctite installed. The kit comes with a replacement bead for the Mossberg shotguns, and you can also buy a Brownells number 6 or number 26 front bead. They all have the instructions online in case you need to reference that. Installs with a 2-part epoxy like JB Weld. They also have options for the ribbed shotguns, for Remington models, for dovetail sights, and they obviously, like you guys saw in the previous video, they have rifle sights as well. They have the big dots for the pistol sights as well. So the only con I would say is I wish they had an iron sight system that was also adaptable with its glow dots. So if they had some kind of epoxyable rear sight that you could line up with this front sight, that would be really nice, and that would complete the system. I think that would be the best of both worlds. In terms of the tritium longevity, so I spoke with XS Sights, and they said the sights are made to order as needed by demand, and they'll only sit on the shelf for about 8 weeks before they go out to you. So you're assured you're getting 10 years worth of tritium, and you're not getting a product where it's been on the shelf for 5 years and you only have 5 years left of tritium. In that case, let's say what's the plan if the tritium here runs out? You could probably still run with it. Tritium is a half-life system, so after 10 years, it'll be half as powerful, but there'll still be a little bit of glow. Or you could just remove this entire barrel. It's Mossberg, so it's pretty modular, and you could just buy a new barrel, new XS dot, and you're back in business for around $125 or so in change. No questions asked warranty. They'll replace the product if it becomes damaged in any way, if the tritium stops glowing prior to 10 years. And also the tritium sights can be replaced at a steeply discounted price after 10 years. So, you can either break the weld, remove the sight, or you could just buy a new barrel, like I said, get the discounted tritium, and you're good for the next 10 years. So limited time offer. They have sorry, never mind. That is a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. I don't know why I wrote limited time offer, but 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you leave a review, they'll send you a free patch, so that's pretty cool. And for the rest of the shotgun details over here and how it's all tricked out, especially the sling setup over here, you guys can check out our future video on the STI slings to get the full rundown on that. Again, super happy with the setup so far. Nice and durable. I like the fact that it's there with epoxy, so it'll definitely stand up to years of abuse and use. And you're pretty much guaranteed to have a nice sighting system no matter what. As soon as you pick it up, that little circle of the tritium focuses your eye very nicely into it and to get a nice sight picture and in all types of environments. So I highly recommend it. I think it's one of the first things you should do. I think you should first upgrade your shotgun with a weapon light and then upgrade the sighting system and then move on from there. Well, that's all I got for you guys, and thanks for sticking out throughout the video. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.